What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Shooky from Shook Earth Media, and today we're talking yet again about Fear the Walking Dead. This is Season 7, Episode 15, the penultimate episode of this season. And we got another insufferable, hilarious fest of ridiculousness that we will be getting right into. But first, I just want to cover the most interesting part, which is the preview for next week's episode we get at the end, which shows Madison, who is on the screen. She is coming back next week, presumably. It looks like she's in a bit of an antagonistic role, and she's working with people who are trying to kidnap baby Mo from Morgan. So there's something interesting. I guess she's going to be kind of antagonistic to start. So that's the most exciting part of this episode, and we've been waiting to see Madison. So, there it is. That's the most exciting bit. That's probably the thumbnail. Actually, let me grab this snap while I'm here. Might as well, because that's probably the thumbnail. Because most of this episode is very insufferable, dude. So I really thought that this was going to be Alicia's death episode. I mean, do we really... It didn't turn out to be that, I don't think. But did we really need another episode about people hallucinating shit and just losing their goddamn mind? Like, she's following her dreams, she's following this girl who doesn't exist, and most of the episode we're talking to people that don't exist, and the schizophrenia, and like, we already had the shit with Daniel, okay, where he was hallucinating, running away, okay, and then before that, we got the Cindy Hawkins episode with John Dory Sr., okay, and last season, we got, the whole dream episode where everybody was old, and she's talking to her unborn child. Dude, I can't stand these episodes, okay? These episodes work in like a fantasy or sci-fi setting where you can explain what is causing it, where it's like, okay, there's some type of mushroom on this alien planet that is hallucinogenic and that's why, or it's some magic that is like some evil magician is fucking with their mind and all that shit. Like, that you could do. See, these guys are fantasy writers, so they're still in that fantasy mindset. In this survivalist, realist, grounded show that is what The Walking Dead is supposed to be, I don't see having all these like elaborate dream scenes. I mean, the main show doesn't really have much of that for a good reason. So, and even when they did like the Michonne thing, they did have an explanation that she was dosed up with something. So, I can't stand these kind of episodes in general. And they're about to escape on the raft, which they should have been doing all season. I don't know if these rafts were with them on the sub or where they got these rafts, but all season we should have been trying to get the fuck out of the radiation, okay? Forget about the war, forget about the tower. And again, another episode where we miss major events from the previous episode, okay? We missed everything at the tower. The tower's burning. I thought we were going to get an episode, and we'll get back to my pitch for this episode later, but we had a burning building, we had zombies, we had all these different things that they set up. I thought we were going to do an episode where we have to escape the tower. Zombies are coming in, fire's coming down, and there's still hostile people inside. We could have had an episode in there, and if they wanted to do the whole Alicia saving Strand thing, it would have made a lot more sense for that to happen when they're escaping, not to return there after. Dude, as soon as they were like, oh, Strand's still in the tower, and the tower's burning, and all the radiation, I'm like, oh, she's going back to save Strand. But they felt like they couldn't. I would have just accepted it. She's like, okay, yeah, everybody's stupid in this show. She's going to back to save Strand for some reason. Whatever. It doesn't make any less sense than what's been going on this whole season. I'll take it. She's going back to save Strand. But no, okay, they need the hallucination to get her there. Because they think that we won't think that makes sense. Oh, wow. Okay, and that we've been teased with this girl all season, like, oh, there's a little girl who is saving me. She was dragging me around to safety. Like, are you kidding me? She shows up conveniently, and then she's dragging you, and then she disappears. Dude, all this shit is so... And then she hallucinates her as a zombie. And I mean, I will say the effects are kind of cool, but we're getting all these flashes. Like, we forget what is happening. Like, we need to see, oh, they're talking about Madison. We need to show Madison on the screen, or else people are going to forget. Dude, I know what Madison looks like. You say Madison, I picture Madison. You don't need to fucking show me, okay? It's really, like, just using old footage and, hey, I remember. But yeah, I mean, I laugh out loud when she wakes up and there's this little girl here, and then the little girl's like, I dragged you here. I laughed out loud, because for a second I was like, I was pretty sure this girl was hallucination from the jump. But for a second in this scene, I'm like, okay, maybe it's real or something. I don't know, dude. It's so bad. And they find some tape in here that they don't drop the other shoe with that, but they assume based on the editing that they cut in the face of Madison that this tape has something to do with Madison. But oh yeah, we don't get to see any of that or anything. And I mean, mostly this episode is just Alicia wakes up and is saved by her own people for like 4 times in this episode, dude. It's so funny. The first scene, she wakes up, she's like, whoa, and then somebody's like, she's waking up. And that happens like 4 times in this episode. Every time. She's just passing out everywhere and gets everybody else to save her and stuff. And yet people still are like, yeah, you can go off on your own, it's fine. You know, nobody tries to stop her. I just wanted to point out real quick that in this zombie scene, when Alicia's trying to kill the zombie, instead of stabbing it, she like smacks it with the side of her hand. It's like, you gotta think a stabby thing, you can just go whink. I just like had to laugh at that, dude. But this whole episode, you know, I was instantly like, oh, this is Alicia's death episode. And they end up kind of not doing that. And I'm glad they didn't, but I don't know. Oh, this fence zombie is awesome. I gotta say, to give it praise for something as ridiculous as this episode is, I gotta say that the spinal cord and the fence embedded in the zombie, awesome. So, no arguments there. That was the coolest part of the episode. But now let's get to the premise of this tower thing. Okay, now all the zombies are getting in, and there's a bunch of radiation in the air, supposedly, okay? She's not worried about getting any radiation poisoning. She doesn't even have her mask on. They get inside the tower. Strand doesn't have his mask on. I don't think either of them are getting radiation poisoning, because they just threw that in there as an excuse to make everybody evacuate, which would have been more interesting to see than to hear about again. But they just came up with that real quick, but it actually doesn't have any consequences. So, yeah, she follows this little girl who's fake, who's a hallucination, and a dream scene, and then she passes out again, and then, oh, she's waking up again. She's waking up, and then she's like, whoa, I gotta go back and save this little girl. And then they're all like, yeah, and you'll have my axe. It's like the fellowship of going after this crazy ghost girl who doesn't exist. And they talk to Luciana like she's like some kind of righteous leader in this episode. I'm like, did you forget what you fucking just did like a few episodes ago? Apparently it doesn't matter. But yeah, she's like, I have to go back. And then she gets everybody, and then everybody comes with her. And Dwight's like, oh, Sherry would kill me if I don't risk my life when I have a baby on the way. Are you fucking kidding me? Sherry would be like, what are you doing? Get back here now. You need to not take stupid risks like that and help people follow ghost children that don't exist. You need to fucking get on the raft and leave. Because that's what we should have been doing all season. Because she's pregnant now, and that matters more than whatever Alicia's trying to do. I'm sorry, some girl you don't even know if she exists or not. But really, Alicia doesn't actually want their help. She just makes them dig a hole for her, because the writers had to do this, because Alicia, the whole reason they had her pass out, get saved again, have her friends come here, is because they know Alicia would pass out, because she's been passing out this whole episode, this whole half season so far. So they're like, okay, the audience won't believe that she can dig a hole, so we're gonna have her convince her friends to come for 5 minutes, and then she's gonna be like, I have to go through this alone, even though I've passed out 11 times in the past 12 hours. And I really can't even go up a flight of stairs without having an issue. I'm just okay to be left alone in a tower full of flaming zombies. Like, it's the fucking stupidest shit. And everybody's like, okay, bye. And then Alicia's like, yeah, Dwight Sherry needs you. It's like, now you think that. Now you think of that. Oh my god. And then, flashback to the zombies. We have so many flashbacks to the zombies because it's a symbol of her thinking about turning into a zombie. Oh my god. It's just reusing stock footage, bro. I'm not that impressed. And now, looking at this shot, we're following a bird and she lets a bird out of the tower. Whoop-de-fucking-do. Who cares? It's a fucking bird. And then we get this pull-out shot where we're on these stairs, and then I realize it really finally clicked in my head. I'm like, oh, they've been using the same 3 flights for every shot that we've seen in the stairwell. It's just been those 3. Like, they can't pull back any further, because I thought the point of the shot was going to be, look how much further she has to go. But they can't do that because they only use these 3 flights of stairs. So they're fucked, I guess, you know? So that's what we get of that. That just made me laugh. And then we're up on the roof, and the little girl's here, and then the transmitter's gone, and she's like, oh my god. And then she's like, the funniest part, she's like, my friend's name that we're here to save is Victor Strand. I got the drop on you, even though I'm you, and you know everything I know. I tricked you. Oh my god. Dude, she's not, like, I don't know. Dude, these hallucinations are just, like, so over the top. And we have so many of them. And it's, like, so unnecessary. We could have had an episode of them trying to escape the tower. And maybe they have the struggle with her versus Strand. And then they make up at the end. She decides to save him at the end. And then they escape the tower. We would have ended up at the same spot. You know, and as we are in this episode. But they're trying to do tug at the heartstrings. Because they want you to think she's going to die this whole episode. And then she doesn't. And, oh my god, dude. And then she finds... Oh, I almost forgot. Dude, as soon as she gets in the stairwell, she takes the mask off. It's like, bitch, you're in a smoking, burning building. You need to breathe. Smoke inhalation will kill you. You're gonna pass out anyway, even if it's just like a normal flight of stairs, bro. Keep the fucking mask on. Now you need it more than you needed it outside. Like, forget the radiation. The smoke in the air, okay? Strand would have... He's been here for how long now? Long enough for them to evacuate and all the things for this in this episode to have happened. So Alicia's had so many back and forths. We're talking hours. Maybe a full day. Maybe, like, it was nighttime when they left, right? It's been, like, 12 hours minimum. He's been in there breathing in the smoke for that amount of time, bro. He would be dead. Or at least in a coma. There's no fucking way. And then she sits down and is just crying. And then she's gonna kill herself. And I'm honest, dude, I know it's cruel at this point, but I'm so far down the rabbit hole with the show. I'm just like, just do it. I don't care. Just do it. I don't care. Like, her character's already ruined. Everybody's crying about everything in this episode. Dude, I hate this episode so much. And then they break this glass to let the bird out. I hate this. And then she takes the mask off. Oh, I'm actually you. Wow, this is my fucking surprised face. Oh my god. I hate this show so much, dude. I knew it was her this whole time. She let the bird out though, and then we cut to the beach and I'm like, "Oh, bro, she's just going to appear." But no, it's even better. She calls on the radio, and then they save her yet again after she passes out. Yet again, dude. They can't think of it. Like, they're just like, we need fast travel in this show. And their version of fast travel is, oh, we'll just have a character pass out and just wake up somewhere else. They did that all season, bro. With John Dory Sr. in the second episode, or third episode with Cindy Hawkins. I don't know, dude. I mean, reconciling with Strand and having him as the family and all that, like, that makes sense because that's what I was thinking this whole season. Like, these two have been through so much shit together, like, I don't know, like, honestly, throwing one dude off a building compared to some of the shit that they did. It's like, you should be able to move past some of that. So, I'm okay with that. It's just, like, the way they went about it. Oh my god. And then, like, this smash cut wake up with June, like, she's waking up. I fucking, like, was burst out. Like, every time this happened, I laughed harder. The first time it happened at the beginning, I laughed because, oh wow, we're just not gonna get to see any of that. We're just gonna appear somewhere else. They forget where we left off, how we get out of that situation. Forget it. We're moving on. And then I keep laughing the more it happens. Like, why don't they even write a different line? Like, it's the same line. And then this is the dumbest part of the episode. And I'm like, oh, she says goodbye to, like, everybody on this beach, okay? And I'm instantly like, okay, she's dead for sure. This is her. She's saying all of her goodbyes because she's about to do the heroic sacrifice in 10 minutes, you know? Alicia says goodbye to everybody. I'm like, oh, she's dead for sure. It's a fake out. They don't do it. I'm glad they don't do it because it would be so pointless to kill Alicia before Madison shows up. If she's showing up literally in the next episode and she's dead already, it's so dumb. And I haven't touched on it yet, but I'm so over. They trick us with the immunity thing with that fake girl. And I was like, there was a second there where I was like, they're gonna break the franchise. Okay, they're doing Immunity, The Last of Us storyline. What are we doing? That HBO show is coming out this year, and it's gonna blow everything Walking Dead this year out of the water, probably. So there's no reason you should be ripping off their storyline in The Walking Dead. We don't need it, okay? Please don't. But anyway, Alicia and Charlie have this heart-to-heart. I thought Charlie was dead. I'm like, bro, she was like almost dead in the last episode, and they really just evacuated her to this raft so that she can die later. I mean, I guess she's gonna live through it, even though they said, oh, she's dead for sure. I mean, I don't see what the point of having her alive at this point if they fucking didn't kill her off yet. So I don't know. And also, they're not concerned about getting radiation sickness from her. Also, Alicia should have radiation sickness because of the burning fucking zombies, you know. And then these two have to say something. Thanks, Alicia. Thank you. Thank you. We're gonna leave you now. And then she's like, I won't be in a boat with you, Strand, because it turns out like I could turn at any second. Dude, you haven't turned in so long. What makes you think it'll happen now? What makes you think it'll happen now? And even if it does, he's an accomplished fighter. He has a sword on him. Literally, it's no problem. He's killed so many zombies, you're not gonna take him by surprise, okay? If you start passing out, he's gonna be watching you. He's right there. Okay, and literally also he could just throw you overboard. He doesn't even need to stab you. Just be like, whoop! There she blows. I don't think zombies can really swim. So you're good. Get in the fucking raft. But no, we have to arbitrarily separate them. And then she's like, I love you too, Strand. I'm like, just get a fucking room already. It's so weird. I don't understand what we're doing with that, okay? And then I thought she was dead for sure. She wakes up, she sees the girl again. I'm like, oh, she's dead for sure. She showed her bite again. And it's like, I didn't lie to you. I did get bit. And then she's had this last bullet on her, on like a necklace thing this whole episode. A really arbitrary, random thing that showed up that they explained away in a line of dialogue. But she wastes it on this zombie that she could easily take out. And she wastes this last bullet. Like, save it for something useful. And I just want to add, this whole idea of Alicia being immune or anything like that really doesn't make a lot of sense, because literally the same day the episode aired where she got bit and she cut off her arm, in the spin-off show World Beyond, that was the series finale episode, and in that episode somebody gets bit, they take his arm off, and he survives. And they did the same thing in the main show with Aaron, where his arm is cut off and he survives. So it's not unique that somebody gets bit and survives it by losing the limb. It doesn't mean that she's immune, okay? It doesn't even really make sense. So that's the end of the episode. She puts the mask on for once, despite not really having the mask on in this entire episode. And that's it. And next week we're getting Madison, so that's cool. The only thing I forgot to mention is that the twin guy of the bounty hunter that Morgan killed, the guy It was the most fucking evil villain, fucking soap opera bullshit, evil twin thing. He's back. He's not the evil twin, he's the good twin. But he just randomly shows up. They're like, oh, we've killed off enough characters this season. You can come back now. It was just the most random shit ever. I thought it was funny. And it, like, did he have a radio? Oh, I guess he must have in the park ranger van he was in. Anyways, a terrible, pointless episode. This whole episode is written like it's going to be Alicia's death episode, but then that doesn't happen. And everything just feels pointless. All that happens is she saves Strand and they escape on the rafts, which they should have done in the second episode of this. Like, the first episode they got together as a group. Get the fuck out of there, dude. But anyways, that's my review of this episode, the most ridiculous episode. Ugh. I can't wait for this season to be over, guys. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. I hope to hear from you. Hit the like if you like. Definitely sub if you want to see more Walking Dead content. We got, of course, the season finale next week. We got Better Call Saul content this week. The mid-season finale is tomorrow. That episode will be up tomorrow night. I won't be late with that one again like I was last week. And then we got behind-the-scenes facts of Better Call Saul also coming out this week. So please be on the lookout for those videos. Hope to see you guys there. Thanks for watching, everybody. Peace out. We'll see you in the next one.